Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise HOBART begins now.
Good evening. A 16-year-old has been killed and an 18-year-old P-plater is critically injured after losing control of a car full of teenagers near Devonport Airport. Police say the ute rolled after taking a corner too wide. The addition of a young life to the road toll described as horrific.
A trail of shattered glass leads to the crumpled ute, which was carrying 5 teenagers when it lost control and rolled around 1 this afternoon. The crash killed a 16-year-old travelling in a passenger seat. The 18-year-old driver, a P-plater, has critical injuries. He's been flown to hospital. 3 other young teenagers in the car walked away.
Any death on our roads is devastating.
Police say the Nissan dual cab came off the road at this sweeping bend, causing the vehicle to roll multiple times. There were no other cars involved. Speed, alcohol and seatbelts are possible factors still being investigated.
Our officers are on the road night and day, but we really need the community to get on board and take notice of our road safety messages.
It's the second fatal crash on our roads in a matter of days, after a man died on Saturday following a crash in Lagana.
24 people have now died on Tasmania's roads compared to 10 last year, which makes this a horrific year for road fatalities.
Pardo Road, which provides access to Devonport Airport from the Wesley Vale side, was closed all afternoon.
We'd also like to express our gratitude to the Devonport community, as we've had the roadway closed for some time, multiple hours, to allow our investigation to continue.
A report will be prepared for the coroner. Tom Johnson, 7 Tasmania News.
A 38-year-old Howrah man charged with murder in relation to the suspicious death of a 74-year-old man has fronted the Hobart Magistrates Court today. The accused is yet to enter a plea and will reappear on June 17. He's been remanded in custody until that date. Tasmania's Premier is in isolation tonight after testing positive to COVID. Jeremy Rockcliffe attended yesterday's blockbuster NBL Grand Final at MyState Bank Arena before developing symptoms early this morning. Other parliamentary members have so far managed to escape transmission.
In relation to Cabinet, everybody else is well and doing fine, and we'll take any necessary precautions and follow public health advice.
He'll remain in quarantine for the next 7 days and is urging the community to continue following public health advice. Tasmanian Labor MP Brian Mitchell has answered questions for the first time since his controversial tweets resurfaced online. The member for Lyons says he deeply regrets the posts and takes responsibility while continuing to educate himself every single day.
Out of hiding and back showing face in his electorate with a wave for the camera, Brian Mitchell was ready to talk.
I'm here today, full glare of the media, and I'm willing to own up and take responsibility for the things that I've said. I shouldn't have said those things. I wish I hadn't.
Thrown into the spotlight this week as bizarre tweets resurfaced, the MP says he's committed to doing better.
I'm surrounded by strong, capable women around me. So I'm educating myself every single day. It's an ongoing period of growth.
Despite a bump in the campaign, the member for Lyons was quick to divert his attention elsewhere.
I'm working today to make sure that we get cost of living issues down. I mean, we're talking today about cheaper medicines. These are the issues that people really care about.
Standing united with his Labor colleagues, the group were out spruiking a recent pledge from their leader to lower the cost of PBS medicines.
Labor will cut the cost of medicines by $300 a year for general patients who have 2 scripts to fill every month.
A spokesperson for the Federal Health Minister claiming it's the 4th health policy they have copied from the coalition.
Well, our plan will cut medicine prices by $2.50 every script, more than Scott Morrison has promised.
Meanwhile, the Liberals are contributing to the Norske Skog paper mill's investment in local jobs, committing $2 million to upgrades aimed at improving productivity. With election day now just 2 weeks away, some Tasmanians have already turned out to cast their vote, with pre-polling booths opening across the state from today. Grace Evans, 7 Tasmania News.
Launceston is branching out to look at ways to bring more trees and plants into the city. A new greening of Launceston Memorandum of Understanding has been signed between local council and the Chamber of Commerce.
Urban greening improves our economic competitiveness, it improves our social cohesiveness and it improves our environmental sustainability.
We've got together to work out how we can best make sure this city is not just a beautiful city but an even better city and a greater city into the future.
St John and Patterson Streets will be two key areas of development. Clean, green and quiet. Tasmania's first electric buses are officially en route. Operated by KINETIC, the Sky buses will transport passengers between Hobart's airport and city every 30 minutes.
As we move towards zero emission, it's something today you can see physically is quite easy to do, and we think all buses very, very soon should be electric.
Research shows us that post-pandemic, customers, passengers, visitors and locals alike really want a sustainable journey no matter where they go.
Skybus hopes to roll out more environment-friendly public transport options in the near future. One of the country's busiest aircraft is celebrating a milestone birthday. For 25 years, the King Air Beechcraft has been servicing Tasmania, helping patients access crucial aeromedical care.
Since takeoff in 1997, pilot David SWIGGS has helped deliver healthcare all over Tasmania, many times through the night.
One night we transferred a very sick child up to Melbourne, another night an organ transplant out of Launceston to Melbourne, and it's just the routine things you go to King Island or Flinders Island for as well.
For 25 years now, the Royal Flying Doctor Service has helped Tasmanians in their King aircraft.
It can transport all the different patient types that we need transported, so adults, children, neonatal patients, and certainly our environment needs an aircraft like this when we're going to places like Flinders Island and King Island and the South Coast and the Far East Coast.
Each aircraft completes around 2,000 flights per year, covering every corner of the state. But it's the unique partnership between the RFDS and Ambulance Tasmania behind its success in the sky.
We've had a long-standing relationship with them. We trust them, they trust us, and that's really important, not only for the safety of the paramedics and the pilots, but for the safety of the citizens and the patients of Tasmania.
Available 24/7, 365 days a year, they are some of the busiest aircraft in Australia.
In some cases, it's actually flying 3 or 4 times for different missions a day. So over 25 years, that would add up to tens of thousands of patients.
Winging back and forth across Tasmania for years to come. MAKENNA Bailey, 7 Tasmania News.
After a 2-year hiatus, the Tasmanian Chamber Music Festival is back and making up for lost time. The event will be held twice, featuring back-to-back performances to draw in crowds while keeping its boutique nature.
The birds are singing and the harps are playing as the Tasmanian Music Chamber Festival returns to the state.
Our fare at the festival is always different, so it's from a string quartet to a vocal ensemble to a percussion.
Swept from the streets when COVID took its toll on live music, the event is returning for double the fun, with 2 back-to-back 3-day programs in the Meander Valley and Northern Midlands.
Delivering the festival, of course, not once but twice in succession will ensure that our patrons can enjoy enhanced performances of world-class chamber music.
A lineup of talented musicians will harmonise with local food and wine. The music festival is set to boost the state's arts and tourism sectors, with event organisers predicting at least 200 interstate visitors come October.
And they come and enjoy the food and wine and intimate settings, not just the music.
Only 150 passes are on offer for each boutique event. They're available now and are expected to sell out fast. BRIANNA, BOYLEN, 7 Tasmania News.
Plans for a new wellbeing centre at the SORELL RSL have been unveiled. The wellness hub for our heroes would focus on veteran outreach, providing upgraded facilities to support ex-servicemen and women experiencing health issues.
We need to equip this properly for amputee gyms, a specialist consulting room for psychologists and psychiatrists, and also to provide other things like specialised diet counselling.
The organisation's hoping to secure $2.8 million of federal funds for the project.
North Launceston coach Brad COX-GOODYEAR says he's happy to come away with a victory against Kingborough, who he rates as the second best side in the TSL. It was a low-scoring battle in the wet at Twin Ovals before the Bombers kicked away after three-quarter time.
It was just about continuing just to keep moving the ball forward and hope it came our way, and we defended really well, and yeah, then the dam wall opened late in the quarter, which was very good.
The Bombers play Glenorchy this weekend, which is currently languishing at the bottom of the ladder with no wins and a percentage of less than 25%. And the time has come once again for the Crips TSL Player of the Year votes after 7 rounds. Another bag of goals hands Sam Siggins 3 votes for Lauderdale. No dent in Jack Event's performance, best on ground for North Launceston. And a new name in the votes, Keegan Wiley, best on ground for Clarence in a wet and wild North Hobart Oval. Siggins has jumped to equal first alongside Colin Garland on 8 votes. Cole, Harper, Hines and Powerfriman are all on 6. And Richie Port has survived the Giro d'Italia's 3rd stage without incident, finishing safely in the main pack. The sprinters fought for the win in Hungary, with Mark Cavendish taking his 16th career win at the race.
Good evening. Hobart and Burnie 16 today. Launceston and Devonport a top of 17. Temperatures within a degree or two of average. King Island and Smithton 17 as well. Flinders Island, Low Head, St Helens Grove, Bushy Park and Strawn all 16. Friendly Beaches 15 and Lyawenia low with -5. There was low cloud over the north today, patchy cloud over the rest of Tasmania. Cloud extends from WA to Queensland with convective cloud over eastern Queensland and Victoria. Tomorrow the high will drift to the east, extending a ridge right across the south of the country. A trough persists over Queensland, a cold front well to the south. Northwest and northeast winds over the north with 10 to 20 knot nor'westerlies elsewhere tomorrow. And we have a frost warning in place for the Midlands, East Coast, South East and Upper Derwent Valley. Into Tuesday we go, and Hobart a sunny day, 4 overnight, 18 the top, 17 for Adventure Bay, a morning frost for Tarraleah, a high of 14 later. Launceston shooting for 17 degrees after a cold start and some early fog, partly cloudy for Devonport and Bridport partly cloudy, both expecting 16. Partly cloudy as well for Burnie, 15 the maximum, 17 for Strawn and Marrawar. St Helens tomorrow, a high of 17 degrees, along with Swansea, mostly sunny, fine too on Flinders, White Mark 18 degrees. On Wednesday, fine for most, but showers developing over the north and northwest and possibly over St Helens as well. Showers extending to most areas during Thursday to settle in for about 5 or 6 days, and showery again on Friday, of course, with light winds. Sunny weather for Perth tomorrow, along with Adelaide and Melbourne, showers for Canberra and Sydney, rain in Brisbane, a sunny 33 for Darwin. Clear in Hobart, 9 at the moment, partly cloudy in Launceston and clear in Devonport. What isn't clear, Louise, is to the absence of Kim Miller. Ever since her 50th birthday, she's been avoiding work like you wouldn't believe. Just because she's getting old doesn't mean she can just take days off willy-nilly. I just hope that you can cope with all this extra responsibility that's on your shoulders.
I'll see how I go, Murph. I might be all right if you're by my side. Thanks. That's all your news for now. We'll be back later with updates. Thanks for joining us. Good night.